Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you about my journey with antique and vintage jewelry and how I learned to unlock their value. So if you like this content, please hit the like button and subscribe. So as I started buying gold jewelry, I eventually started to get some older looking pieces, and I could tell that they had more value, but I didn't know what to do with them. And unfortunately, it pains me to say it, but I destroyed a bunch of them and I lost the value. I probably destroyed, several $1,000s worth of antique pieces. Typically, when you buy scrap jewelry, you'll have kind of what I say is like a top 10% that are the good pieces, or maybe even 3 or 5%. It's not a lot of the things that you find, but it's out there and you will get some if you're buying. What eventually happened is I found Mary Palmer's consignment store. And basically the idea with consignment is that they'll help you sell a piece of jewelry that you own, and they'll pay you out typically 60% and they'll keep 40%. So she helped me to learn a few things about antique jewelry. One is that antique jewelry is 100 years old, and that vintage jewelry is 30 years or older. She also taught me to look for detailed workmanship. Mary helped me sell a lot of pieces of jewelry, and it was kind of random, the timing. Often it was around holidays or sales that she did at the shop. And there was this one particular ring, and I'm going to show an example that's a lot like it here in a sec. And the ring was an antique ring, and it sold for like $2,000, which was like a big deal at that time for me. And so what's great about this is it's like a type of passive income. You go to the consignment person, you fill out the paperwork, you hand over the goods, and then they spend the hours in the store watching it, and you just like can go and do something else, and then they call you up and there's a check. It's really great. Another thing that I learned is basically how to price vintage or antique jewelry for retail. So if you're going to resell it, typically what you do is you take the precious metal value and multiply that by 3 and add that to the current retail value of the gemstones. Rare antiques can carry a premium over the regular price of an antique, especially if you can identify the period that it's from, especially if it's a popular period and the piece is in pristine condition, no serious problems, no serious repairs. Unfortunately for me, Mary has gone into retirement and moved to another state, and so I've kind of lost that source of income support, passive income. The good news is there's another way, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But first I wanted to talk about Victorian jewelry. Queen Victoria was quite famous in her time, and she reigned from about 1837 to 1901. And with it came jewelry, important jewelry. I believe her engagement ring was a snake ring with a ruby in the head or close to the head, or rubies for eyes, something like that. And then also like these large necklaces with large emeralds and sapphires, so like blue and green gemstones, and then they'd be encrusted with diamonds round about them, done in white gold or other styles. Huge necklaces, earrings, crowns, other types of jewelry. There were a lot of things that were made very popular during this time. While I was working with Mary Palmer, she introduced me to Lauren, who was partnering with her to help her sell jewelry on Etsy and online. Recently, we got back in contact. I purchased a large inventory of jewelry, and she bought some of it from me at a small premium over spot, and that was to split the difference between what she was going to make and what I was and everything, and it's a good deal for me. What I need to do is I need to get up, work, and get on Etsy myself and maybe even get my own webpage going. Let's talk about Etsy a little bit. So Etsy, if you do their most expensive sort of advertising, they will do, basically it's like a 77-23 split. Now when I was with Mary Palmer, she was in like the best jewelry store in town, she had good foot traffic through there, and she was doing a 60-40 split. Now for a big platform that has a lot of foot traffic, Etsy's probably getting kind of expensive, but you do probably get what you pay for, and that's probably worth it. And I'm gonna probably invest some time into Etsy myself. Part of that's because it's sort of pay as you go or pay as you sell, instead of some of these other things that are like you rent the space but you might not have the foot traffic because you have to drive your own. So I think it's interesting. If you are into this antique jewelry, you want to find more jewelry or scrap or antique jewelry, you want to check out my jewelry scrap buying video. I'm also going to talk about how to hunt down those things more. Like, there's more than one method to go out and find jewelry, and I'll try to share those with you guys in the future. Also, I'm looking at creating a gold buyer's course. The first few people would have to be like live coaching probably, and then at some point we'll automate it. So if you're interested in either of those things, let me know in the comments and I'll get back with you guys. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.